What is going on, everybody? Happy Memorial Day to every single last one of you. We've got a great show lined up for you guys today, talking about a lot of crypto. But despite the fact that we have a lot to discuss, there's nothing more important to me today than looking forward to what Chainlink could be about to do. On today's show, we're going to do a lot of charts. Why? Because it's just me today. T-Shroom did the morning 9 a.m. news stream. He's taking the afternoon off to celebrate with his fiance. They're less than a week away from getting married. They've been waiting on this for a while. So it's just me. You know what that means? A lot of charts, a lot of Q&A, but we got to discuss Chainlink, everybody. Not only is it pumping right now, but it is going to be pumping more and more and more. And you want to take advantage of this opportunity you still have to get in early. Why? Let's get into it. I'm going to roll the intro. Here we go. I just realized that I made a colossal mistake. I don't have a quote of the day. T-Shroom leaves, and these things type of things happen. So no quote of the day today, guys. If you need inspiration, look from within for today. Maybe that's a quote in and of itself. I also noticed something. I'm going to try to do a better job today than in some videos and other live streams. I was going back and I was watching some of my live streams that I've done, not even just by myself, but with T-Shroom as well. And I have a really bad habit. I want to talk to you guys about. I'm trying to fix this habit. Maybe you're seeing I'm fixing a little bit right now. What I have going on down here on these screens, over here I can watch what's being programmed so I can see what you guys are seeing to make sure I'm giving the right information over here. I also right here I can read comments. So if you guys ever see my eye line right here, I'm trying to read through your comments. And then of course over here is the actual screen. So my charts, my bubbles, CoinMarketCap, the articles. That's what I'm looking at here. And I've noticed I do a really, really bad job, especially when T-Shroom is here, of staring at this screen over here, watching T-Shroom, or just kind of keep my eyes down as a whole, even when I'm talking like to you guys, and it comes across weird. So I'm going to do a much better job today, guys. I'm going to try to look into the camera as much as humanly possible. I'm human, though. So I will have some issues here and there. But if you guys are excited about the show today, if you're excited about Chainlink, if you're excited about charts, if you're excited about a lot of Q&A, I said that weirdly. Put a 1 in chat if you're excited, and smash the like button and hit subscribe as well. Today, our episode is brought to you guys by Arculus, the number one, not number two, not number three, the number one cold wallet option for you guys right now. I'm telling you, with all the pumps that are coming, you're going to make a lot of money. But you know what would be the worst thing in the world is if you bought the coins the right prices, and yet you put them in some centralized exchange, something finicky, weird happens, and all of a sudden you go in to check into your exchange one day and all of your money is gone. That doesn't happen when you have your money in a cold wallet. And you got to have your money in something that's trustworthy and is dependable and easy to get in and out of. There's nothing better than Arculus. There's no backdoor deals. No one's getting in and stealing your crypto. Even if you said everything in the world that the government and the world order hates, no one can come in and steal your crypto. You got to choose Arculus today. And when you use our link and you use the code BROZ10, you get 10% off today. Go get yourself an Arculus wallet. Also, shout out and thank you so much to the Arculus team for supporting the channel. I'll tell you guys this, and I say this a lot, but I want to remind you guys, if you guys love this channel, you love the Investing Bros, you love the alpha we're bringing you day in and day out, it would not be possible without the partners that we have, the sponsors, the partners, and we only hand choose the ones we know are actually helpful. So if you want to support the bros, there's lots of ways to do it, but one of the ways is buying the products that sponsor this channel. They're great products. They're going to benefit you, and not only will you get an amazing product, you'll support the bros even more to keep this content going. Let's get into that content that we're wanting to keep up, though. Let's talk about our bubbles here first and foremost. A sea of green. Yes, there's some red in here. One of the ones that we really love, Ondo, down 3% today. That's okay, though. Ondo is okay. You want to know why it's down 3%? Because it was just at all-time highs not that long ago. So don't feel bad for Ondo. Feel good for, it looks like the meme space as a whole. Bonk up 12%, Floki 22%, Whiff over here sneaking up 10.5%. We're going to talk later on in the show about Pepe. Where's Pepe on here? Where are my bubbles, Pepe? It's a search. Who sees it first? Put it in chat. Bottom right, bottom left. Oh, I was about to say this is bad programming, but now that I'm doing it, it's become a challenge to me, and I have to find it. I'm not going to give up until I find it. Where is Pepe? Am I blind? Is it just like top mid, top mid, top mid? Oh, I am blind. I am blind. I was, for some reason, expecting a smaller bubble. I don't know why. It's right there, guys. 6.2%. So a lot of memes doing some great things today. We will talk about that here in just, a couple of minutes. When I mean a couple, I mean probably 30 to 40. Got charts to get into, got other things to talk about, but meme coins definitely going off today. Let's take a look at how everything's going. Bitcoin got up above 70,000 today. But is now kind of flirting with that $70,000 level. Still up 1.7% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum up 1.88. What's any big movers? BNB not that big. Solana back up at 170. I'll tell you guys right now that we were looking at charts this morning in the VIP trading group. I didn't put a lot of trading signals in here because there's a lot of confusion. Everything seems to be pumping right now, but there's a lot of this. Just isn't the time that you're looking for the greatest entries for short-term trades. I'm telling people to buy because I'm bullish long-term, and you never know. But I put a call in today. All of our VIP traders, go scroll back. I did enter a Solana trade, I do believe, up 5% already. When I put that trade in, it was not at 170, though. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though, because that is for our VIP traders. You got to be in there. XRP only 1%, Dogecoin 1%, Cardano up 2.2, AVAX up 4, SHIB up 5. Of course, SHIB is another one of those meme coins, but Dogecoin not pumping necessarily off of that explosive news. I'll tell you what else up big, though, and I'm stretching it here to get into the top, outside of the top 10. It's going to be the coin featured on today's show. Chainlink up 9% today. You love to see it. Now, what I'm going to do, we're about to get into the charts. So some of you might be saying, Tim, we're going to start off with Chainlink. Chainlink's in the title. Chainlink's in the thumbnail. I have a section here in a little bit I want to devote to Chainlink. So stay with me. Don't leave. Don't click off the video. We're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at some other altcoins. I'm going to look at chat. But I'm going to save the Chainlink analysis for when we get into the Chainlink stories. All right. So stay with me. It's going to be here. I'm not giving up. This wasn't like some clickbait. Ooh, let's just choose the word Chainlink to go in the title and then not talk about it. No, I'm going to spend a good amount of time talking about it, which is why I want to save it for a little bit later. Let's go over here. Now, I say that I was looking at a Chainlink chart before. So before I share my screen, can't share my screen just yet. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. There we go. Bitcoin. I was just on minutes before being here. I was on the channel Sin City Crypto. If you guys are not subscribed to Sin City Crypto, go subscribe. Check them out. Those guys have been killing it recently and have been working very, very long and hard in the space. I remember meeting them back in 2021. I think their channel was new. This, of course, was back when I was with Crypto Jeb, back in the day. And I remember seeing those guys, and I was like, you know what? I have no idea where they're going to get. But I know that there's few people in this space that work harder and dedicate their time more than those two guys. So go check out Sin City Crypto. They have blown up recently. It was an honor to be with them. I said on that show that I have to update potentially a prediction I've made on Bitcoin, and you're going to like this. I tell you guys when I'm wrong. I'm not technically wrong yet, but I'm considering the thought that I might be wrong. Remember how I told you guys that I thought that Bitcoin, it would not be surprising to see Bitcoin stay for the most part in this golden box right here below 71,000, for the most part above 60,000, even though I told you we might see a couple wicks and some candles below 60,000. And sure enough, we did. But I told you guys it might be until August or September of 2024 before Bitcoin went and kind of catapulted itself to brand new, not only just highs, but brand new gains. Like I said on Sin City Crypto, don't be surprised if we get up here to 75 to 80K. But if we're really being honest here, that's a new high, but that's not that crazy sexy. Like we just did this, right? Let's just say we did this, and then later in September broke up. We were not super excited about this detail. It's really over here that we start to see the explosion, we get really, really excited. Well, my point here is saying that I need to update something. It's not officially happened yet. Notice we rejected on my 71,000 I put here a while ago, but we're seeing a lot of strength in the space. There's a chance that this golden box ends up becoming somewhat useless. I'm going to leave it here for now. But when I go back and I look at one of the reasons for that box, and let's kind of walk through this again. For anyone who's new here, you're going to hear my hypothesis for the sideways boring action for the next couple of months based off of historical analysis. That historical analysis is this. Back in 2019, roughly 11 months before the 2020 halving, we hit the high for the market at the time, the bull market from the bear market back in December of 18. June of 2019, we hit the high 13,800, right? We almost got to 14,000, didn't quite get there, right? Then, of course, we have a big pullback months before the halving. COVID, we never count COVID, anomaly right there. But then we get this sideways action for a couple of weeks, a nice little boost back up to around 12,000, give or take. But it took us 6 months all the way here after halving, all the way into November before we would rematch and set a new high for this cycle on Bitcoin. All right, I'm going to be brief here. A little bit sooner over in 2016, we hit the high for the bull market, not the high for the total price, but the high for the bull market a couple of weeks before the halving back in July of 2016. And this was another one. This one took 5 months. It went from the halving being in July to, let's see, this is December of 16 before we would break and set not a new high for Bitcoin's price, but a new high for that rally, right? So again, we're seeing this similar situation. Yes, we were bullish right here, but sideways, no new high for months. And of course, the shortest one of them all, but still sideways and somewhat boring action. You go back to 2012, we didn't see a new bull market high for 3.5 months post the halving. Even though this one was the fastest one, there still was that nice little, let me scroll up here, boring sideways action after the halving event. All right, so what's the point here? The point was, that was the analysis I was using to say, now that we're fast forward here into 2024, do not be surprised to not see a brand new bull market high, which would also be a new all-time high, for a couple of months, at least 3, if not pushing closer to 5 or 6. That's why I kind of put this August-September zone here. What I'm wondering, we have set so many new things on Bitcoin this year. This bull market for Bitcoin has been different several different times. Are we about to see another new different, but maybe still a similar fractal to what we've seen previously? And I'm telling you guys, I'm trying my best. I'm going to look up here. Eric Wallen doesn't like it, but maybe you guys like it when I actually talk to you guys when I'm talking here. But my point here, do we potentially see a similar situation to back in 2020, but disregard the previous high? Let's just focus on the price action right in here. And I didn't grab my box correctly. Let's just focus on the price action in this little time zone. A couple of weeks before the halving, what happened during the halving, and then months afterwards. What we have here is a rally into the halving event, a small dip, and then a sideways boring couple of weeks before a 30, I think this is 36%. I just did this on Sin City show, but let me do it just to make sure. We saw a nice, 41. I think I missaid it on Sin City show. If you're joining from Sin City, it's actually 41%. We had a 41% rally. Did we set a new high for the bull market? No. Did we set new highs for bull market, Bitcoin price? No. But I don't want to look at before or after. I just want to look at this time period. We did technically hit some new explosive rallies post-halving. All right. What does that mean potentially we could do here in Bitcoin? Now, I'm going to be a little conservative here. I'm going to go from the bottom back here at 56,400. I'm not going to try to do it from this bottom here on 60,000. I just want to be conservative here. Let's pretend we see a repeat of maybe upwards of 40 to 41%, just like back in 2020. That would put the price of Bitcoin up here at what? $80,000. Now, what's crazy is that's really, again, like I said, that's not a crazy rally. Like if I'm looking at the chart like this, right? If I'm just looking here, let me draw out this price prediction, what this would look like if it were to take its course. Let's just pretend we kind of dabble in here. We come up, we hit this 40,000 or 80,000. We kind of come back down, turn 71,000 back into support, kind of trade sideways, right? So let's pretend that was the price action. That doesn't look that impressive right there. It's nice when you come out here and take a bird's eye view and you're saying, oh, new all-time high, we're continuing up into the right, but it's nothing crazy special. My point here, I've taken a lot of time and I've discussed this a lot to get you. I think I want to see us break. I want to see us set a new all-time high, which we only have to get to about 74,000 to do it. But if we break and set a new all-time high here in the next couple of days, if not weeks, I might get rid of this golden box right here and actually flip it into something like this. Let's pretend we break above this. Let me change charts. Let's go over here and take a look at my other one. I think the box becomes not low end of 60,000, high end of 71. I think potentially you see 71,000 be turned into support. And now all of a sudden, the box that we trade through to August, September is actually more like a high of 80. And I put here, yeah, August, September. There we go. High of 80K. And then we come back down and use 71 as support. I still think it's going to be taking us into late summer, early fall before the fireworks take over again, right? But I could be open to the concept that if we keep rallying here, we might not see price get back below 70K again. So take that information, do what you will, but there's a lot of catalysts right now to be bullish on Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what we're seeing happen with Lux Algo. You guys know Lux Algo is one of the big sponsors of the channel. It's also the key to getting into our VIP trading group, which, speaking of, just in case you missed it, maybe you haven't checked out Discord today, we have, right after the stream, special VIP traders only live stream. Got people have a lot of questions both about trade setups and Lux Algo usage. So if you are considering buying Lux Algo to get into our trading group, but you're not sure how to use it, that's great, because guess what? One of the things we do in that trading group is I show you hands-on how I use Lux Algo to trade and make such good money. If you don't want Lux Algo, that's fine. We still talk about trade setups, and you can join becoming a diamond member, and you can get into that group as well. But Lux Algo, you get a cool and amazing trading tool, the #1 trading tool in crypto, and you get into that cool group. So win-win. Looking here, again, 67,000, guys, 67 to 66, very strong level of support. Talked about this last week. We did just what I expected. Like I told you guys, I told you Matt C about this early last week. We found support on this breaker block. We're rallying back up. We're not quite back up high to this order block we have at 72,000, give or take. But honestly, I think that we end up breaking up there. And again, what we're looking at is, can price get to set a new high, get up above 73,600, give or take? And now all of a sudden, the future equation of what price action looked like kind of changes. But a lot of bullishness sitting down here below us. Let's see here what oscillators are saying. I've talked about this on Sin City show, but we'll talk about it here as well. After being overextended on Stochastics RSI, we came back down, but take a look at what we just saw happen today. The bullish cross happened on Stochastics RSI. Looks like Stochastics RSI went from being overextended and very bearish to, even though we didn't get overextended to the downside, it looks like it wants to rally once again. A big reason here, guys, though, I'm bullish, but a big reason why I'm not predicting a massive breakout for Bitcoin to get possibly up to 100,000 next week or two. I think this is going to be another moderate rally. Maybe we get up to new highs. Maybe we go to 80K, but it's not necessarily anything, when you're looking at just this small time frame, anything crazy explosive. The RSI continues to hover above the 50 line. In fact, we haven't even retested the 50 as support. It looks like it's just ready to go up and to the right. So that's really bullish here on the daily chart. MACD, after giving us a moment of thinking we're going to bearish cross, it is back to moving up and to the right. And then the only one that still technically is a little bearish, but let's zoom in here and kind of look at what's happening. We had a nice sell order here the other day with a red reversal, a bearish momentum dot, and negative money flow. Let's see what that actually looks like. If you had sold, it would not have been a good sell. So this would have been one of those opportunities that in reality, you could have made a little bit of money because you could have shorted it back down to our breaker block, but we're talking about maybe 3 to 5%. Nothing crazy. But what I see going on, and it hasn't flashed this way, but look at how the money flow is curving over and kind of going sideways. The oscillator itself, after being bearish, is curving and looks like it wants to turn back to being bullish. There's a lot of signs right now, everybody, that Bitcoin could easily make its move back up into the right. Again, our second and more aggressive take profit right now. We've hit the first level, but we're looking at a level about 76,000. And this red reversal cloud is not trading sideways or downwards anymore. Come on now, I don't want to take the oscillators down. We're starting to see this red reversal cloud move up and to the right, which is a sign that the opportunity to move higher to the right is actually a more probable opportunity than going down lower. You still have this strong support back down at 55,000, but there's so much support between us and that level. I'm not necessarily too worried about it. Even as we move away from Bitcoin, let's check out something we haven't looked at in a minute, and that is our liquidations. Check out what we have going on. Do we have some heavy liquidations down at 55? Yeah, we do. But we got some juicy potential short squeeze opportunities above us, starting around 72,000. But we just have a sea of yellow and green right up here going all the way to where? 76.3. That kind of lines up with that more aggressive take profit that Bitcoin has from the Lux Algo indicator on the daily chart. So kind of seeing some confluence. It's not done yet. It's not official. You can't, the judge isn't ready to bang the gavel. But if you're asking me right now, Tim, are you more bullish or are you more bearish on Bitcoin price action? Do you think we're rejecting right now and we're going to go lower? I'm going to sit here and tell you I'm a more bullish. I believe it's more of a move to the upside. Now, that's going to conclude Bitcoin. I want to take a look at other charts, but let's go ahead and engage here with some chat. Maybe what we'll do is we'll jump into Chainlink here on 321. We're 20 minutes into the show, and then we'll come back into some charts. But let's see what chat is saying here. I don't know if he's talking to me or not, but I'm going to take it. Basil K says, thank you so much. Absolutely worth every minute. Thank you. Thank you for that. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking to me. I don't know. Maybe someone else in chat answered a good question of yours. Papa Gooth, when is the 3X coming? At your $11 trillion market estimation, I would think Link would be much higher at market top. Well, what are you asking there, Papa Gooth? I'm sure there's somebody else out there that's extremely delusional about Chainlink that is higher price predictor than me. But there's not a lot of people out there predicting a higher Chainlink price than me. So I don't really know what you're asking there. If you want to clarify, go for it. Bituendo says, Tim, can you look at the Dixie? Looks bullish to me. So are you saying bullish for the Dixie? Or are you saying bullish for the crypto? Let's take a look at the Dixie. Let's go ahead and go over here. Daily chart. Let me turn off Lux for a second. Sometimes I like to just look at the charts in and of themselves. We didn't quite get rejected on that red trend line, although, again, these things work more like zones. So I probably could draw this thing more like this and get away with saying, hey, we hit the resistance level. All right, so we do have a rising level support. Here's gonna be a trend that's gonna be interesting to watch on the Dixie, but we really want to see it kind of break below this. So if you're saying the Dixie's bullish, meaning good for crypto, I would agree with you. We've had two bearish days here in a row, but there is a trend line that's in play right now that it could be used as a level of support that we could bounce. Let's see what we have going on when it comes to Lux Algo. We have a take profit and order block back down below here with that take profit coming in around 103. I like this a lot because we've already bounced and we got rid of the bullish smart trail. You love to see it. And now you're kind of looking at these zones. We have order blocks in both those locations and the green support. So if Bitcoin really takes off, look for Dixie, probably come down here to 101. But technically speaking, we got some defense in here. We got some work to do to weaken the dollar to get it below 103. There's going to be some defense around 103.63. Let's see if the oscillators are showing anything. Yep. Negativity here on the oscillators. Negative stochastics, rejection on the 50 RSI. You'll love to see it. Look like we're going to get a bullish cross, rejected. And then here, boom, it looks like money flow is negative right now, despite the fact that we got green reversal and a green momentum dot. It's not a very strong one. And that money flow continues to go to the downside. So you're liking what you're seeing here, but don't count your chickens before they hatch. This would be the worst thing in the world to be like the dollar sucks right now. Bitcoin's about to rally based off the Dixie. And then all of a sudden, it makes sense to have maybe a wick even go right there, bounce off that order block, and then move back to the upside. That's kind of the scenario for the Dixie that could ruin crypto's party. But here's another thing I'll tell you guys. Even though traditionally, more often than not, a negative price action for the Dixie would equal positive price action for crypto and vice versa, it's not always. We've actually seen many times in this bull market where Bitcoin and the Dixie look tied at the hip, moving both bullishly or both bearishly, and crypto as a whole behind it. So I still am going to use the Dixie as an inverse signal for crypto for the most part, But just because you see positivity or negativity on the Dixie doesn't mean that's it, that crypto has to trade opposite, because we've seen extended times where it doesn't. It's more at the macro. Like if I were to look at the weekly chart as a whole, most of these rallies, crypto's been going down. For example, where did it rally from? May of 2021 to October 2022. That's literally the bear market right there. So the Dixie's really bullish push at price action on the weekly chart is almost the exact timeline of the bearishness for crypto. And again, all these waves, you're probably going to see crypto did the exact opposite. But within the daily chart and the 4-hour chart, there are moments you see confluence rather than, being inverse. So, all right, we're probably going to maybe one more question, and then we'll go into Chainlink. I know a lot of you guys are here for Chainlink. 414 people are watching right now. Thank you so much. The fact that 400 of you have chosen to spend your afternoon here with me during Memorial Day, thank you so much. Definitely, I hope you guys are spending time with your family, having some fun, remembering. Again, I saw a quote the other day on Twitter. Actually, the quote was actually diminished. It was going after somebody. I'm not going to go after the person. I'm just going to say it was pretty much pointing out it's weird that we say Happy Memorial Day rather than, I don't know what you would say instead, but this isn't the day that we're celebrating eating hot dogs and having a day off of work. This is the day that we remember every man and woman who sacrificed their time. Some of them sacrificed parts of their body, and others sacrificed their lives to defend the freedom that we still have. And I know it feels like that freedom is fleeting, and that's why we still have amazing men and women who fight to defend it today. But this is the day we remember those who have given their time, their body, and their lives to those of us so that we can still have the freedom to argue and debate and to watch YouTube videos and have opinions that maybe aren't popular opinions, but we can still vocalize those opinions. Remember, all of you guys, if you served in chat, put a 1 in chat. Thank you to each and every single last one of you. Thank you for everything you've done for us. I have never been in the military. Don't think I will be, but I have the utmost respect and honor for all of you who did serve and are planning on serving. So thank you very much. Let's get in here. Let's talk about Chainlink. The reason all of you guys came in here, I might even try to read some of the names. If I see some from here on out, let's do this. Ones are reserved for the rest of the stream. I'll give you other numbers for a second. Ones for the rest of the stream are military serving people. Stoned Ape, thank you so much. KYK13, Army Piper, Carl Covington, Ruse Beth, James Yachman, I don't know that one. Crux of Crypto, thank you so much. I'm going to try, when I see ones in chat, I want to say your guys' names today. And I want you to know, if you feel like no one sees you or hears you, we see you and hear you. And you are loved and you are thanked. John DeVitt, your mom's basement, a funny name, but thank you. Larry Triplet, thank you so much. Daniel BloFin. I'm going to get back into Chainlink, but I'll get back into those. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's go in here. Let's take a look. Before we even get into the charts, we're going to go into some stories here, or a big story on Chainlink. One of the reasons why the title is what it is and the reasons why I am so bullish about it. Mikey Brown, I see you. Thank you so much. All right. Now, we've talked about Van de Poppe before. I told you guys there's times I disagree with Van de Poppe, but I really like his analysis. I like what he's doing. And he gives an interesting prediction about Chainlink that I actually really, really like. And I'm not going to even necessarily copy it and say I'm predicting it the same. But I want you guys to be aware of this prediction, because even though I might not make this exact prediction, I'm making one similar to it by how bullish I am on Chainlink and telling you guys that I think that Chainlink has a very realistic chance at becoming a top 5, if not top 3 crypto. Let's get into what this means. Now, I want to start off by telling you guys 300% Chainlink surge. This is the key part right here, against Bitcoin. All right, so that's something to keep in mind. And we're not even talking at the moment about what Chainlink could do from its current price. We're talking about a 300% Chainlink surge against Bitcoin. And as I told you, I'm bullish right now, meaning if Bitcoin climbs to the upside and Van de Poppe is right, it wouldn't just be a 300% rally for Chainlink. It would actually be a lot higher. But we'll talk about that here a little bit more. Let's get into it. Market veteran Michael Van de Poppe. That's really small. I got to zoom this in for you guys. Market veteran Michael Van de Poppe predicts a 300% price increase for Chainlink against Bitcoin following the rebound from a key support area. We'll talk about that when I get into the charts. Let's get in here and kind of look at what his tweet is, though. Chainlink woke up from the crucial area of support. Likely there's going to be a continuation, and the low is in. From this point, I wouldn't be surprised with an 150 to 300% price increase. And what he's showing you here, I'm going to show you on the charts as well, but he's showing you the Chainlink over Bitcoin chart, and he's talking about a big breakout to the upside. Some of you might be saying, where's he getting that number from? Why is he even saying that? I will show you. And this actually makes a lot of sense, which again, do I agree with everything he ever says? No, I don't. But I think he's a very intelligent analyst, and I actually really like this prediction. Was there anything else I wanted to read here? I think this might be it. I think it just kind of goes into the details of the link over Bitcoin chart. Yeah, I think so. So it's now time for us to go to the charts. And before we even go to, I'll show you the Chainlink chart very briefly. Again, big rally coming in here. If I go out the daily chart, if you're wondering what's the key level price-wise that's getting people so bullish about Chainlink, well, we had it here on our charts. I told you guys, I predicted weeks ago, we definitely at least rally to $17. But I was one of the few that said I think Chainlink's going higher. Look for Chainlink to make a push over $20, maybe even going to new all-time highs soon. Well, that's exactly what it looks like it is doing. But what people are getting so bullish about is not just getting back to $17, $17.60, but getting above it. A big breakout today. This could get very, very explosive. Now, let's close today this high, right? Let's not just make this a daily candle wick. Why am I still drawing on the charts? There we go. I don't want to just make this a candle wick. I want to see a close on today and a close tomorrow and the next couple of days above this $17.50, give or take, something like that. But this is looking like a very good bullish start. Based on, though, the bullishness of Van de Poppe, let's take a look at Link over Bitcoin. And I'm going to explain why this is something I'm very excited about what he's saying here. Now, he's looking at here. He might have been on the weekly chart. Doesn't matter. I'm going to give you guys enough right here. Ultimately, what you have going on is a little bit of a support. We have a channel going on, a horizontal channel. Now, the price action of Chainlink was in a horizontal channel itself, but the link over Bitcoin one is here as well. And what you have going on here, okay, let me just get this. Sorry, drawn for you guys live here. What he is predicting could happen is based off the technical analysis that when you're in a trading channel like this, and we're still very, very young right here, but if it starts to take off to the upside and Chainlink picks up momentum, and the news is in the category to say that Chainlink should be picking up momentum. They're building the right partnerships. The right news is coming out. People are getting excited about this project. If we start to explode, the breakout, just like any other channel that we talk about on this channel, is you take the opening of the channel and you move it over to the breakout spot. Now, this is the Bitcoin chart, or the ETH over Bitcoin chart, right? So right now, to get one Bitcoin, to get one Chainlink, you need 0.000262 Bitcoins to get that, or chain. All right, I'm mixing myself up here, guys. 1.0002868 Bitcoin equals one Chainlink. All right, I got it out there, right? So very small number. I'm going to explain the details of that. This right here, this price prediction puts us up to this is two zeros right here, 001, meaning we would go from a very small amount of Satoshis to a decent sized amount of Satoshis. We're up to 0.201 amount of Bitcoin to equal one Chainlink. What does this mean, everybody? If Bitcoin price goes up, this goes berserk. If Bitcoin's price goes down, more than likely Chainlink continues to rally. It just isn't that crazy. But I want to make sure you guys understand this right here. Okay, before I even use the calculator, let's do this. This from where current price action is a nice 312% rally, right? So if you're buying Chainlink right now, and Van de Poppe is correct that we're going to get a 312% rally here, we are talking about over Bitcoin, you would need to see if Bitcoin stayed at 70,000, for example, what is 0.0? Let's see. I gotta grab this 0.001. I'm just going to use 0.001 times 70,000. All right. This is going to give us the price prediction. If Bitcoin stays still, this is going to give us the price prediction. $70 for Chainlink, right? That would be if Bitcoin stays still. Obviously, just simple math. If you guys were to come here, let's just say what I said was about earlier was correct. And Bitcoin goes to 76,000, which is what we kind of saw. 76,000 times, get this button, there we go, times 0.001. That's a 312% rally, but Bitcoin rally, this would give a Chainlink price prediction in the next couple of, I'd say a month or two, of $76. You move back over here to Chainlink. Again, we're kind of sitting here. We're wrestling. We got up as high as 23, give or take 22. All-time high as a whole is only at 54. We're talking about brand new highs, but explosive price action for Chainlink. That could see the price, again, from current price action go. $70 is 271% upwards of, if we got close to 76, 293. So just under a 300% rally in price action if that all goes as Van de Poppe thinks it could. And I'm telling you right now, I think that this is absolutely 110% doable because Chainlink, guys, is not here to mess around. Chainlink is going to be, whether it becomes in the top 5 or not, and I'm convinced it will be, but whether it does that or not, it's going to be one of the most important cryptocurrencies in the world going forward because it will communicate via the fiat banking world with the rest of the crypto space. That stuff that everyone thought XRP was going to be the king of doing. The thing that made all XRP holders so crazy bullish about once we win that lawsuit with the SEC, and once we have that suppression taken off of us and we become the premier crypto in linking crypto world, that's why XRP people are talking about $30, $40. That's why some people are getting delusional and saying $589, right? That was one of their reasons, was because XRP was going to remove its suppression and then be the coin that communicates via banks and the crypto world. That's not going to be, XRP is still going to do that, but there's another kid on the block who's looking like he's stealing all the partnerships and all the key relationships that are needed to make that industry go berserk. And the name of the kid is Chainlink. So to say that we could see a 300% rally in the next couple of months, I don't think is that ridiculous. I think it's actually pretty sane. And that's with, even if Bitcoin doesn't go nuts, even if Bitcoin only rallies to about 76,000, I think that we could see Chainlink kind of be its own thing here. I don't think you're talking about altcoin season. We're borderline discussing right now if Ethereum season is in play, but we still have a while before the altcoin season goes nuts like we know it will. But could we see Chainlink in the same way that Chainlink was a little early to the party earlier this bull market? I mean, between its rally right here back in August to go ahead and set these new, highs for the bull market by October, before all the amazing stuff happened with the rest of the altcoin space, Chainlink started the whole thing. It even took an advantage. It even led Bitcoin in its rally. So why is it really that crazy after a coin that is going to be a premier coin, a coin that is going to change the way the world thinks about currency, that has been kind of sideways and boring now for multiple months since, even though we set the high in March, we've really been boring since back in November. Why is that ridiculous to think that it starts off the bull market even potentially being more explosive than Bitcoin up front? I don't think it's that crazy. I think that this is something that is very realistic. Like that poll that Crux put in chat. When does Bitcoin hit a new all-time high? 70,800. Yeah. I put a tweet out as well. I'm gonna give someone money. I don't know. I'm probably $100. Whoever gets closest to the date that comments on my tweet. Let's see. Let me show that one. Let me unshare my screen for a second because I don't know what information is going to come up. I think one time I shared my screen, I had messages open. I don't think anything was bad, but you never know. You never know. Let's see here. Profile. Did I not share it? Did I not pin that tweet again? Uh-oh. I lost it. I lost my tweet. Well, you have to do some digging. If you want to make some money, you got to do some digging. I got to do some digging here as well. I have a tweet somewhere on Twitter that asks you guys the date that you think that Bitcoin hits an all-time high, and whoever's the closest, I'll try to give $100. Speaking of $100, I haven't even picked out the winners yet. I got to choose two winners today to get $100 and $50 from our Discord group, because we broke 18,000 subscribers here a couple of days ago. We're already back. We're already over 18,200. You know, we're on our way to 20,000. Help us out. Hit subscribe if you've not already. But thank you to everyone who has done that. Let's go into some Q&A here. We talked Chainlink. Even if there's questions about Chainlink, we can talk about that as well. But before we move into other altcoins and other stories, let's have a discussion. What are you guys thinking about? Bodie88 says Link versus Ethereum, please. Okay, so you want to take a look at Link over the ETH chart. I've not looked at that one, so I'm as curious as you are, and I've never looked at this chart before. So I want you guys to know we're about to kind of break this down together. Not necessarily. Well, to be fair, the Link over Bitcoin chart, as bullish as it was, it's just getting going. The last couple of days here, or no, sorry, just today is bullish here. But what I kind of look at here, it's not necessarily a channel going on here. You definitely have some form of like a rising level of support kind of going in there. It's not the prettiest one because there's not a lot of touches, but you kind of have maybe confluence going on right there, maybe a little rising wedge going on. Not very, don't feel really passionate about that formation I just drew right there. So not really going to do much with that. Let's take a look at what other things are saying. Simple moving averages. We rejected here recently off the 155, but we got a long way to go to get up there here on the daily chart. Let's see what Lux is saying. Lux is looking bullish. Lux here has communicated with us a buy order more recently. We did reject on the smart trail concept. We came back down, but we're still under a buy order with take profits coming as high as in this case, it's 2 zeros and a 5. So obviously because Ethereum's price is only a fraction of Bitcoin's as well. But I like what I'm seeing here. Again, a little bit of a support. A little bit of a rising level support. We're very low. We have a lot of resistance between us and that take profit, but that resistance is even a decent way away. I would almost say like this is looking bullish from these time frames. Increased volume here as we start to bottom out and go back up to the upside. We do have some breaker blocks to keep an eye on, but the 4-hour chart just printing bullish today as well. So you're seeing a lot of bullishness from that front. Let's see what the oscillators, are saying here. All right. Bullish stochastics, bullish RSI. We're crossing above that 50. You love to see it. Bullish MACD. We're about to have a bullish daily MACD cross. And then Lux Algo oscillator here. We have negative money flow, but check it out. Green reversal dot, green momentum. And even though the money flow is negative right now, maybe we see that negative money flow. There's not a lot of volatility right now. After having a big red wave, we had a very small green wave, and we're in the red. We could see another very small red wave and potentially see the momentum flip back to the upside. But I got to wait for that to turn positive before I tell you guys, yeah, I'm definitely bullish right now on Link over ETH. This is one that maybe we see these ones trade a little sideways. Why? Because Ethereum is also popping off, thanks to a lot of reasons. Ethereum ETF coming, in case you did not know, but also, I'll tell you guys right now, I don't think that – when did Donald Trump make his comments? Because I was on the show Saturday, but I don't remember us discussing Donald Trump. Either way, guys, Donald Trump coming around to the world of crypto, whether you like him or hate him, take the information about what his endorsement does for your holdings. He likes Ethereum. Why do I think he likes Ethereum? Well, because everything that involves Donald Trump and cryptocurrency happens in the Ethereum ecosystem. He has an NFT line that I think actually has a lot of his crypto wealth, $10 million, built on Ethereum. He has a meme coin called MAGA, which I predicted back in January would potentially be the #1 meme coin hold for the year of 2024. That's built in the Ethereum ecosystem. I think he's done a couple other things, mostly in the world of Ethereum. And so as he's learning more about crypto, because I think we're going from a man who knew very little a couple of years ago to where he's trying to learn right now, with all of his involvement being in the Ethereum ecosystem, wouldn't it make sense that he kind of learns about Ethereum before he learns about almost anything else? Obviously, Bitcoin, he's going to learn about Bitcoin. Not that hard to study and become bullish on Bitcoin. But when we're talking about the rest of the altcoin space, I think that Trump is potentially a bullish catalyst for the Ethereum ecosystem. And don't be surprised, especially if that's true and he ends up actually being vocal about Ethereum and stuff in Ethereum, if you start to hear that being one of the biggest pieces of evidence for the conversation to reemerge. Could Ethereum flip Bitcoin? Donald Trump could be at the middle of that. Now, I've been talking here for a second. We had a good time to take a break and drink some water. As you guys know, the Investing Bros are the #1, not just crypto, not just investing, but YouTube channel as a whole that acknowledges and recommends healthy hydration. Get your own mug. This is, I don't know why I'm holding it like this is a sponsor. I'm a dad of a boy named Brody. That's so get your own mug. I'm not selling these. But I am a big proponent of drinking water, maybe salt water, maybe other things in these types of mugs. Keep yourself hydrated. You make better decisions when you're hydrated. You get better workouts when you're hydrated. You think better. You trade better. You live better when you're hydrated. Go get hydrated, folks. As a word from one of our non-financial sponsors, hydration. All right. I've heard a few people, this probably a few people call for a $140 link. Yeah, I've heard that too. Not bad. That's less than a 10x from here. So I think that's one of the easiest things in the world for it to do. I think 10x is child's play. I think that I understand when people get into the category of saying somewhere closer to 300. I think I start to say, all right, 300. Well, I'm going to be more bullish than 300 about a price prediction for Chainlink. I think that's realistic in terms of like the floor. So to me, I'm thinking at least 300. I'm in the camp, and I made a video on this channel. Go check it out. Don't just call what I'm about to say crazy. Go watch the video for yourself. Think for yourself. Tell me where you think I'm wrong and what you want to change the numbers on. But I have a prediction video where I crunch the numbers of what goes into prices going up for crypto. And if I'm right on my 4 assumptions, we're going to see somewhere between $500 to $700 for Chainlink. And I think in the video I say, let's camp out around 600. People call me crazy, but that is where I'm sitting at right now. That is what I am planning for / expecting with my Chainlink holdings. Holy crap, you just called Link. What did I call? I don't know what I called. I mean, I've called Link before. $169 Link. No, that's not going to happen. All right, that's not going to be the end of it. It's going to happen because that's going to be a price that has to go through to get to the higher levels, but it's not going to stop there. Bodhi Pasha says ETH would never, ever flip Bitcoin. I'll tell you this, Bodhi. I tend to agree with you. I don't think it will. If I'm a betting man as of today, I don't think it will. That being said, depending on what Ethereum does and depending on what Ethereum continues to build on, are there going to be days where it maybe gets darn stinking close? Maybe. I don't think during bear markets. I think that altcoins as a whole will have more significant bear markets than, say, Bitcoin. But during some highs of bull markets, I don't think 2025. I don't even necessarily think 2029. But as you start getting to the 2030s, could there be a time period where the market cap of Chainlink gets close to the market cap of Bitcoin? I think it's foolish to say that that's impossible. I'm not predicting it. I don't think it will happen. But I'm not going to be crazily amazed or surprised if we actually do get close. If Ethereum continues to build and get better and support itself and can continue to hold off the attacks from its competitors. At this point, I think that Ethereum and other layer ones have a much closer competition than Ethereum and Bitcoin. But Ethereum has a big head start on the rest of the altcoin space. It has a lot of funding the altcoin space does not have. If it can capitalize on that, and if Vitalik can be extremely intelligent in how he continues to develop Ethereum and what they do, I think it's not uncalled for to think that Ethereum could flirt at a moment in time with the concept of flipping Bitcoin temporarily, only then for later for Bitcoin to go back up above it. So that's my thought there. Let's go ahead and move on into some other stories here. KYK says Ethereum has legit utility compared to Bitcoin. It has legit utility in the world of like technology in terms of getting stuff built. But I mean, what's a better utility than an ultimate safe store of value that Bitcoin is? So it's like apples and oranges there a little bit. But you're right in terms of technology, it has something that Bitcoin does not have. Let's move into some stories. You know, speaking of Ethereum, I did have a story I wanted to talk about here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Ethereum bull run on the horizon, top 3 indicators. Now, this might have been one actually. I pulled this up. What did I just hit? I don't know what I just hit right there. Oh, whatever. I pulled this up, but I don't know if I highlighted in it. What is the top 3? We're going to explore this article together, but I didn't see anything. Okay, so they didn't mark it. That's great. Might not end up actually breaking down the article. I like it, though, because I think Ethereum is pretty impressive. Kaiko here, Ethereum headed for bull run. In a surprising turnaround, the SEC approved the first spot ETH ETFs last week, triggering more than 25% in gains for the second largest crypto asset. Check out, okay, I don't care about your data. Yeah, the sentiment around Ethereum has shifted dramatically after the Securities and Exchange Commission. Yeah, I want to talk about that here in a second. ETH cumulative. Oh, you know what? I brought this article up, and I wanted to show you the ETH over Bitcoin chart. I remember now. So it has very little to do with the article. It actually had to do with just, I wanted to see the headline, and then I wanted to have this as the talking point. That's why it was here. Let's look at ETH over Bitcoin. And then I want to talk about a little bit of my thoughts on the complete chaos that was and still is the potential passing of Ethereum ETF. All right, why are we potentially bullish right now on Ethereum? This is the ETH over Bitcoin chart. We are literally a week removed from the lowest we had seen the ETH over Bitcoin chart since all the way back during the last bull market in May of 2021, right? So it's been a long time since ETH was this poor compared to Bitcoin. And now we didn't just have an amazing rally. We are working to break through the resistance level of a channel we have been in since way back in September of 2022. Now, this is going to send us to all-time highs necessarily, but we always want to take a look at breakout prediction. We could see ETH continue its nice little rally and get up to 0.07. That would be for every one Ethereum, you would need 0.07 Bitcoin to equal that value. That right there, in case you're wondering, would be a nice little 26% gain right there. Meaning if Bitcoin stays still, Ethereum should rally 26%. But again, if Bitcoin goes up, that means Ethereum just goes up faster than Bitcoin. And just kind of pair this with the fact that you guys know I've been a big proponent of saying 60% might still be coming for Bitcoin. I was still predicting it. We're back down here wrestling. It's not time to say I'm wrong yet. But when I'm wrong, I will tell you guys. You guys won't even be thinking about it. You guys will be just going about your day. You're going to be like, man, I'm so glad that my Ethereum bag is gaining. And so is the rest of my crypto bag. And I'm going to have to tell you, hey, guys, remember when I said Bitcoin was at 60, going to go to 60% dominance? I was wrong about that. I'll tell you when that's the case. We're back at support. We easily could bounce and go back to the upside. But with Ethereum potentially being the biggest factor of the dominance chart going to the upside or the downside, and the fact that the ETH over Bitcoin chart is so bullish, I'm starting to wonder, where did we potentially top out here at 57% pretty much? Did I get close but not to my prediction? I'm starting to wonder. So let's kind of watch right here. To me, I think you officially need to see potentially below 50% to feel good about the rally on the Bitcoin dominance going over. But I mean, let's just pretend that this happens here and the price action does this and it comes down to 50%. I mean, it's really hard, even when you zoom out, to look at that and say, no, we're still going up. I mean, we're not necessarily setting lower lows just yet, but the last major low was sitting here at 51%. So you're starting to get into the conversation of is Bitcoin dominance chart in a lower low and lower high formation. So keep an eye on that. But I think Ethereum is going to be extremely bullish here moving forward. There's a lot of reasons for it. I kind of gave one right before this topic, talking about Donald Trump. And the fact that Donald Trump, now that he's kind of more bullish on crypto, everything about him in the crypto space has to do with the Ethereum ecosystem. You pair that with the ETF, and boom, you got a lot of reason to be bullish. Now, before we leave this topic, I don't have a thought here in terms of an official point. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, kind of, because I'm wondering about this Ethereum news. Right? Let's kind of break this down. There's really not a good excuse. A couple of months ago, there's not a good excuse for the SEC to not pass an Ethereum ETF. One excuse I gave you ended up being dead on. It was that would Gary Gensler come out and say Ethereum was a security all along? I didn't think he was actually going to do it, but I said if he chooses to not pass an Ethereum ETF, that would be the reason. All right. That's exactly what he ends up coming out and doing. He starts saying, I've been thinking about this for years. I just didn't want to tell anybody. Well, that's a whole other topic right there. A week and a half ago, we are sitting here saying, yeah, it might take the presidential election to turn and change parties and get politicians who do not like Gary Gensler in office to vote him out. We might have to wait out Gary Gensler before we get an Ethereum ETF. That was literally a week and a half ago, our thinking. Because the man was playing hard to get, and he was not going to pass an Ethereum ETF. What has happened since then? I haven't seen anything public from BlackRock. That was one of our thoughts, like maybe Larry Fink and BlackRock starts to pressure him. And I'm sure Larry Fink is somewhat involved in this. But I'll tell you what I saw that was really weird. I saw a lot of CEO changes. Saw the CEO of Grayscale change. We saw the CEO of, I think it's Vanguard or Van Eck, I can't remember which one, change. But the one that's most fishy to me is the Grayscale one, because of course I'm trying to bring you guys up to under pace here. But Grayscale was the one that filed for a Bitcoin ETF years ago, got denied, went to court, sued the SEC, won their lawsuit. Then they had to reevaluate it, and that was kind of their excuse to approve all the rest of them all at one time. We're talking about the Bitcoin ETF. Then here a couple of months ago, Grayscale, despite the fact that it looked like Gary was kind of getting cold feet about an Ethereum ETF, they still file for their Ethereum spot ETF, almost like a repeat of the Bitcoin thing. Like, hey, we're going to make you take us to court again. You're going to lose again because you already lost to Bitcoin. But then they take theirs away here a couple of weeks ago, making us think, man, there's teeth to this. Ethereum might be considered a security argument, only to change CEOs to who? I can't remember the guy's name. And that's not what I'm talking about here. You don't need to know his name. You need to know that he's a former employee of Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, known to not be a friend of the crypto world, also known to be a friend of Gary Gensler. So you hear that news come out. You see the new CEO of Grayscale is a Goldman Sachs employee, a former Goldman Sachs employee, more than likely some form of a friend of Gary Gensler one way or another. This doesn't look good. And then boom. All of a sudden now the Ethereum ETF is okay because of a CEO that probably is friends with Gary Gensler taking over at a predominantly crypto business, at least a business that's been one of the forefront businesses of furthering crypto adoption. I don't want to scare people here. I don't want people living in a series of fear, but I want to propose a concept and maybe let's call this a conspiracy theory. What's in this paperwork? Why all of a sudden is there why did Gary go from saying I've been thinking that Ethereum is a security for over a year now, so we're not going to pass this ETF, to all of a sudden one of his friends is the CEO of a major crypto, ETF company? What's their plan? Gary Gensler hasn't turned overnight, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm good with crypto now. I forget all the negative stuff I said about crypto. Forget all the attacks. Forget all the lawsuits. I love crypto." That's not what he's doing. I have a concern that people should not necessarily take this information and think it's just the greatest thing ever. I think that everything's going to be okay in the end when it comes to crypto, but do not be surprised if something bad comes of this for a short period of time, something negative, something we don't like, and eventually it'll work out and things will be okay. But I smell something fishy about this whole thing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. In chat, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you disagree and you think that this is all okay. There's nothing to be worried about. Ethereum ETFs are going to be a good thing. We just need to look forward and be bold. If you think that, let me know. But if you agree with me, just say agree in chat. Say agree that there's something fishy about this Ethereum ETF approval timeline and turning of Gary Gensler and the SEC. It's weird. It's very, very weird. All right. Let's go ahead and look at chat here. Antonio Gata says, let it go, brother. I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready to let it go. Tim, did Polygon MATIC die? I'm worried if I should sell my bags. Shout out to Kale Franzen in chat as well. Did MATIC die? I didn't hear about its death. If there was a pronounced death, let me know about it. Let's take a look at the chart. I don't think it's dead. I think it's down. What else is down like this? Cardano's down like this. I think you can make the argument. Well, it's not down, but like ICP hasn't made any massive breakout here more recently. AVAX has had somewhat of a round, but AVAX hasn't done anything necessarily too crazy in here. We get rid of that, so it gets that. Yeah, I mean, it's still kind of trading down here. Don't worry about MATIC. It's not altcoin season yet. I told you guys earlier. Don't look at Chainlink and Ethereum or even Solana. These things are different, right? These are cryptos are operating in a different world. Don't look at the success of Solana, Ethereum, and Chainlink and say, well, we have to compare every other altcoin to these charts. And if they're not matching up, they must suck. Don't do that. Don't compare them to meme coins right now. Why? It's not altcoin season. This is why I haven't given up on Cardano. I haven't given up on ICP. I haven't given up on AVAX. I haven't given up, even though I've sold some of it because I was holding too much. I haven't given up on XRP having a decent rally. And I haven't given up on MATIC. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why MATIC is still going to be okay is because of the conversation we just had. Ethereum's going to do well. Well, MATIC is still, at this point, the number one layer 2 for Ethereum. So the more and more people that flock into Ethereum, everybody, what still sucks with Ethereum, what gets worse when people go to Ethereum, gas fees. That hasn't been fixed. You still have to go to layer 2s. Don't forget about the partnerships. Have you guys heard about a canceled partnership between Disney and Coca-Cola and MATIC? I haven't heard about that. Those are some big plays. MATIC has made a lot of good relationships. Why is it not rallying right now? Because it's not time to rally yet. Come back in December. If MATIC is not even close to this 128, let alone, I think it'll be higher. I think by December, you'll probably see altcoins, a lot of altcoins, maybe not be at all-time highs, but be higher than they've been the rest of this bull market. If it's not at least back up over $1.30 or so, let's have a conversation. Now we can talk about, is MATIC in trouble? And then we have to look at, is Arbitrum doing something? Is optimism? Are they removing the need for MATIC? We'll have that conversation in December. But until then, if you want to sell your Cardano and your MATIC and your AVAX and your ICP and your, all these, go for it. You go for it if you want to. Be convicted, make your choices. But if your thoughts are, well, it's not pumping now, so it never will, you're wrong. It's just not time yet. Hopefully that makes sense. Stop sharing my screen. I had other stories. I don't really feel like I want to go too deep into them. Leaving the articles. The time the RIPE is cut the interest rates next week. European central banks are going to cut. So long story short, the history is going to be weird. Traditionally, when the world economy is having issues, it's America that cuts first. Well, not only are we about to see the euro get its interest rates cut and the move into quantitative easing, you might say, like, oh, would that cause maybe if Europe goes, I don't need to be on this article. Maybe your thoughts are, well, if the European countries go into easing, maybe America follows. No, the ultimate case of this article is, this is weird. Normally, in these times where we go from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing, the U.S. goes first, and then the rest of the world follows. This time, it looks like the euro is going to go that direction, and America and the Fed, they don't care. They're content. They're staying right now by saying we still believe we need to keep our interest rates higher and for longer. Now, it's still bullish, I think, for crypto. I think that when the euro gets, it's easier to borrow against the euro. I think people already see the value of crypto. I think this is a situation where someone might say, oh, quantitative easing, that means crypto goes down. I don't think so. I've been on record by saying, even though historically, more often than not, when you move into a season of quantitative easing, we've seen stock markets and commodities go down. I think this is a case where if things are done correctly, but even that, the death of fiat currency as a whole, I think this might be a time where a lot of people expect it to crash because of history, but in reality, when we move into quantitative easing, that will be a very bullish catalyst for crypto, because it will allow people to go back into borrowing money, to building things up, to getting their wealth put where they really need it to go. And guess what? It's not a good secret anymore. It's not a good secret that crypto is one of the safer places for your wealth, especially Bitcoin. And I think Ethereum's getting there. There's a lot of people who haven't invested in it just yet because they're scared about what the future of the economy still looks like. Some people aren't really committed yet because they're not sure about crypto, but the wealthy individuals right now, whales, and I'm not talking about crypto whales, I'm talking about financial whales. They are flooding into crypto like crazy, especially Bitcoin. It's because they see the writing on the wall when it comes to these other fiat currencies. Yeah, the inflation of the euro is down, but that doesn't mean the euro is going to have this amazing coming back to life, and it's going to be an amazing currency to hold your wealth in. No, people are going to see those low interest rates. They're going to borrow against it, and they're going to go take those euros and then turn them into something that actually has a future, and that's Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm going to leave. I had on here some articles about meme coins and Pepe and stuff, but I'm not going to get it. Long story short, meme coins are up. Let's do Q&A, and let's take a look at, if you guys want to look at other coins. We'll finish out maybe another next 5 to 10 minutes with Q&A and coins, some TA stuff. They will turn the printer on and hand out money. Yeah, and guess what? If you're smart, that money they hand out to you, you're gonna put it into crypto. All right. Some people are asking. I'm gonna save the TA for coins that are a little bit more known and respected. Like, I don't know what Waxel is, for example. Maybe you guys know what Waxel is. I don't know what it is. I like Jim's suggestion of Stacks. The reason I say Stacks is because Stacks is one I was looking at earlier today. And it's not broken out just yet, but I like what Stacks chart looks like, and I'm going to show you guys why. Let's go take a look at Stacks over here. I put this out on Twitter. It's not broken out just yet, so don't say, oh, Tim said that Stacks broke out and we're shooting to $3.33 guaranteed. That's not what I'm saying here. But we are back at resistance of a falling wedge pattern. Falling wedge patterns, traditionally, again, you take the opening of the pattern, you move it over to the breakout. This could bring us to an explosion of around $3.33 if the bullishness continues. And of course, what is Stacks? Stacks is a layer 2, the number 1 layer 2 for Bitcoin. What did I say earlier about Bitcoin? Am I bullish or bearish on Bitcoin? I'm bullish. So if Bitcoin goes to the upside, would not be surprised to see Stacks break through this level of resistance. And then it's only a matter of time, maybe sometime mid to late June, you could see an explosive rally all the way up to $3.33. That would be a gain right now on your Stacks holdings, upwards of 63%. So I like what I'm seeing there. Let's see what the rest of the space is saying here. Now, the daily chart still is under a sell order, but guess what? If you're looking at this one, and there's a little bit of a Lux Algo education for you guys, because some of you might be like, Tim, Lux Algo is saying that we should be in a sell order and go all the way down to $1.50. I'm not saying we can't. I'm not saying that that's impossible. But where's the stop loss right now? The stop loss is sitting at $2.28. Where was this sell order? The sell order happened when the price was way up here at $3, give or take. Well, that doesn't make sense. If I entered a trade at $3, why would the stop loss be at $2.26? That's because this is the second one. If I were to hit replay right here, let's just do this real quick. The first take profit, which it hit, which this thing was calling, got hit right here at $2.29. You let this play out. We hit the more aggressive take profit and went through it. And then, because we haven't had the catalyst yet to turn a buy signal on, the algorithm just reset the take profit for the short. Okay. So I've noticed this in tracking using Lux Algo. It's not impossible for the second take profit flash to hit. It's just not as likely. So I'm not looking at that and giving it really any time of day to think that I need to pay attention to that one. What I'm looking for is something to happen to make this signal flash bullish. What would one of those things be? To break a significant level of resistance. It's going to need volume. You're going to see volume come in. And when that volume comes in, the mathematical equations will trigger, and we'll see a buy signal somewhere in here. And I think that's what will be our catalyst. I would not be surprised to see take profit come up in the range of 294 to somewhere around 344, give or take. The more aggressive one be up there. And again, if I'm just using these indicators right here, that's what it would give us. When it comes to oscillators, bullish stochastics, we got to get over this 50. So here we go. Big things coming up. RSI below the 50. Bearish at the moment. We're below the resistance on the falling wedge. We could go down again. But if we can make a break up through that, all of a sudden, you're starting to turn on the bullish calls. The MACD looks bullish, and here we go. Oh, I love this, guys. I love this, I love this, love this. Right now, this is not saying buy yet. This daily chart on the oscillators are not saying buy. But what I see, and I love when I see these things, is an excessive amount of sellers in the space. Despite the fact that we're actually rallying right now, excessive amount of sellers, and a decent amount of them as well. The money flow is negative. The flow is negative. But whenever you see a lot of sellers, excessive sellers, which is the bright pink here, it's heavy when it's up there. When they're in there, the price is heavy. But traditionally, when they leave, the price shoots to the upside. So you might not see it right here because clearly, we when we go back to the price action, it's not the craziest. But you do see we go from the bottom of this rally to go and hit resistance. I always look at these excessive sellers and say, all right, it's not time yet But the minute I see weakness in these excessive sellers, I want to pounce and buy in here. Why? Put it like this. If there's excessive sellers, I've done this analogy a couple times. I think it's the best way to do it. If you're in a pool or a body of water and you have a basketball or a soccer ball, something filled with air, you can push it down under the water and you can keep it below the water. But what happens the minute you release that basketball? The ball shoots up out of the water and goes high, right? It's a similar situation when you have excessive sellers or excessive buyers, the light green, the light red here. There's heavy pressure to continue to sell or to buy that asset, suppressing it. But the minute that pressure releases, the flip of what direction that price wants to go should take off, right? So in this case, we should have exploded, but what happens, we hit a level of resistance, the bulls couldn't keep it going, and it allowed for the bears to, again, apply pressure. But it's only a matter of time before that pressure gets released correctly and the explosion goes up, 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 and to the right. And again, chart-wise and fundamental-wise, stacks is something that I do believe could have an amazing, amazing bull market. That is my thought there. I'm probably going to go ahead and cut it off here. I know so Alex wants to look at VeChain TA. We will do VeChain TA tomorrow. I see a lot of people actually asking for that. We're going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to cut it off now because we got to get in here with our trading team, our VIP traders, those who have bought Lux Algo and connected our account or have joined the Diamond membership. We're going to come over here and we're going to have that Zoom meeting. Make sure if you're in the Discord, you go look at the VIP trading. I posted those links earlier today. If you want to be a part of it, you're probably not going to be able to get signed up and get into this one, but we have started recording these VIP trading streams. So even if you weren't a member last week, but you joined today, you can get access to what we did last week and today because I'm going to be recording them and post them over there. But you got to join our VIP trader group. That is, again, you got to buy Lux Algo. There's a link down below. You got to use our link, and then you go into our Discord and let us know about it. There's a ticket system you can order and get there, or you can join our Diamond membership. Go for it if that's what you want to do. I will say I would rather, spend like $50 a month and get something for it as well, like an amazing trading tool, Lux Algo. But if you're sitting here saying, Tim, I don't want Lux Algo, I just want to trade with you. I want to see what your trades look like. Join our Diamond membership, and you can get in there as well. We chat in there every single day. Guys, this has been an amazing stream. Thank you so much. We got over 500 people in here at a certain point. If you have not done it already, smash the like button. Oh, you know what I have to do? Oh, we have one more thing we have to do. I totally forgot because we have a lot of people here. What are our likes at currently? Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to give you guys any incentive for it. 237. Let's get it to 300. We can do it. I do have to announce our giveaway. I completely forgot. Let's go in here. What do we have going on? Yeah, okay, here we go. I got to click in this one. I haven't even selected it. So we're going to have to choose the first person I select. And it's going to be random. It's going to win $100. The second person, $50. Why? Because we got to 18,000 subscribers. Every time we hit a new 1,000, we do a giveaway. And I had a special thing for this last one where I gave a second one for 50. Let's take a look. Let's go take a look right now. And I'm not going to share my screen or anything. I don't think I'm sharing my screen. Am I sharing my screen? No, I'm not. Okay. Let's choose two random people. So I'm going to scroll randomly. And I'm going to find someone who said something. All right. The winner of the $50. So this is the second one. I'm going to announce the $100 winner in a second. But the winner is a Discord member named Addy. ADDY. Addy, I will be messaging you. I'm going to like this. I'm going to be messaging you to get you access so you can get the $50. Congratulations to Addy. If you're in chat, let me know. The winner of the $100, let's do a little more scrolling, random. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just randomly scrolling, is going to be Chrome Crypto. Like and heart this one. All right. The winner of our $100, Chrome Crypto. Congratulations. If you guys are in here, thank you so much for being a part of it. If you want to be a part of these in the future, maybe you're saying, Tim, I didn't even know there was a giveaway. Well, it might be new. Maybe you didn't watch the Saturday show. Watch all of our content. Join our Discord. We will do all of our giveaways in the Discord group to our members. It is fast growing. We have a lot of people in there doing a lot of great things. You got to be a part of our Discord. You got to watch the stream day in and day out because we grow so super fast. We'll do another when we hit 19,000. We'll probably do something even more special when we hit 20,000. Make sure you're here for it. Smash the like on the way out. Hit subscribe. With that said, though, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'll see the VIP traders here in just a couple of minutes. The rest of you, I love you. See you tomorrow. Adios.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, catch a word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.